Yes! I'm live! Grateful day! Welcome to part 2 of the episode 28. I have to adjust, y'all. Of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast. So happy to be here again. With your host, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. I empower former and transitioning professionals and entrepreneurs navigating the complex balances of life, commitments, and growth, guiding them to conquer overwhelm with unwavering integrity, authenticity, and perseverance, all anchored in faith. I am so happy to have you guys on here with me yet another Friday. Yes, fabulous, faithful, fearless Friday. So happy. All right, it's the shirt time. Let's show the shirt. Today, not see if you can see it. Not sure if you can see it, but has like some good vibes and stuff going on with it. All right, well, today the shirt says, find your balance. That's what the shirt says. Find your balance. And I'm personally always saying that instead of grinding, I'm finding my flow. All right. Which is my balance, finding my flow. And in finding my actual flow, what does that mean to me? Right? Well, I'm a mentor that guides individuals to harmonize their personal and their professional lives, just achieving their well-being, balance, and clarity and fulfillment. So, and because I'm this way, it often makes me seek, other coaches that are this way as well, and that type of coach. So find your balance, you all. It's just a blessing when you do so. All right. Today's episode, you guys, as many of you already know, it's the second part of the episode of 28 that we've already done a couple times ago here. We conducted it like 2 weeks ago, and it's called Guiding Lights: How Coaches and Mentors Amplify Your Faith Journey. All right. So we'll begin by exploring how faith interacts with everyday life, guiding you to simply step forward boldly in your journey. All right. Who doesn't need that? Put in the chat, journey. All right. If you want this. So in continuation of our 28th episode, I am honored, you guys, once again, to introduce again our esteemed guest, you guys, Chris Crumpler, also known as Coach Crump. You guys, as stated before, we have a remarkable guest on our show today. And after becoming a Big Brothers and Big Sisters mentor 20 years ago, Coach Crump, known as the King Coach, all right, found his calling. His journey in mentoring, which he details in his book, by the way, get his book, How to Win. And that's profoundly shaped his personal growth. All right. By the way, the how is a 2 and it win when you check out his book. All right. So Coach Crump actually spent 13 years as an educator, earning national recognition for his expertise in mentoring and student development. You guys, he is phenomenal. Okay. This led to his role as an actual director of Impact Mentoring Academy in Bermuda, you guys. All right. He is a serial entrepreneur, and he's so amazing at it, just so you know. He led 3 successful organizations, and he coached thousands of students and professionals. This is how good he is. I'm telling you. So currently, Coach Crump is the director of the Next Level Speakers Academy. That's so amazing, you guys. And he headed as a consultant for Jeremy Anderson's group. He also hosts the Boy Man King podcast. That's phenomenal. All right. Founded the Game Plan coaching program, in which, by the way, I had the honor of being a part of once, and it was just very eye-opening and very inspiring. He helped a lot when I was in that mentoring session. All right. So he also owns Crumpler Enterprises, you guys. The man is phenomenal. Okay. His dedication to empowering others through his speaking and his coaching and mentoring is just simply truly inspiring. So please, in the chat, you guys, help me join and welcome Coach Crump. Please, in the chat, put Coach Crump in the chat. Crump in the chat, you guys. Here he is. Let's bring him on. So excited. Woo. He is on his way. On his way. I am so excited, you guys. Are you there? Are you there?
Hey. I was, I was like, yo, that got to be one of the top 5 introductions of all time. I was like, who is she talking about? Yeah, man. Grateful and thankful to be a part.
Yes, talking about you. And I know I've
Mhm.
already gave all these amazing things about you because you are amazing. You're an amazing coach. And I just really appreciate you.
I
Um,
appreciate you.
so with that, do you have anything else you'd like to tell the viewers as far as who you are and how to maybe get in touch with you really quick?
Yeah, I'm a brother. I'm a man. I love God. I love my wife and I love my kids. And I'm out here trying like everybody else.
Yes, that is fabulous. I love that. Love that. So, we're without, ado, let's get started.
Yeah, let's
And
go.
to guide the discussion here, there are going to be some giftful questions that I'm going to ask you. There's 5 of them. They're short and sweet. So, and
Yeah.
you're just explore you as an esteemed guest so that you can kind of give some guidance and wisdom and just would really appreciate that. All right.
Yeah, no problem. Let's go. I'm ready.
All
Give it to
right.
me. Let's work.
Let's get it. So, gift number 1, can you share a personal story of how mentorship or coaching has impacted your own faith journey?
Oh man, that's an easy one for sure. I was a teenager when this first really kind of like directly impacted me. Shout out to Maurice Mills from Ocklawaha, Florida. He was on house arrest. He was a drug dealer turned Christian, and he was my neighbor. So he was my cousin, and then he was my neighbor, and he loved basketball. And so he was the first person. I was 15 years old. I would go over his house. He couldn't go 50 feet past his front door. He couldn't go 50 feet past his back door, but the basketball hoop was only 35 feet from his back door towards the house, so we could play towards the house. But it wasn't about playing basketball. We would play, and then right after we played, we would have Bible study. And that was the first time somebody sat down with me with the Bible. And like, it was the first time somebody made like the Bible a priority. Like it was cool. So we'll be cussing and fussing and playing basketball, fouling, pushing each other, and like, all right, let's go read the Bible. And I was just like, so I've always kind of had this incredible just thirst for knowledge, understanding. And like I never like a traditional student, but I always loved learning. And his format really worked for me. It was like break bread, build brotherhood, compete, you know what I mean? Do something you love, and then let's talk about the word. And it was like it was so customary that that kind of led for me in my journey to go to other churches, listen to other pastors. I was going to gas stations that was converted to churches because somebody just got out of prison that he met in prison that turned the gas station in the hood into a church. So just stuff like that. And then, as I was going through my, adolescence, he would give me $20. He would give me $10 to help me with gas money or go to the football game or go to the, skating rink. And so he was very instrumental, so much so I put him in my book. But that's kind of when like I saw the power of, I had loving and committed parents. I was in a loving, consistent household, family, but there was something I still needed in my development, and that was mentorship. So I know how much even good parents, even good situations still need mentorship. And so that's why I take such a passion to it.
That is such a blessing and such a phenomenal story. I never knew that full story, so thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. My pleasure.
That
Yeah,
is,
I mean, if you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go fast, go together. So for me, I've kind of now, I'm on the back end of the principles that I decided to live by as a teenager, as a young man. I'm in my 40s now, and I had so much resentment, Jenée, of all these decisions about honoring my mentor, honoring my father, honoring the Bible. And it's like, man, but I'm going through stuff. I'm struggling. I'm in pain. But now I'm getting the benefits of living on certain principles and following a certain code 20 plus years later. So I'm very grateful.
oh, that is, again, so phenomenal, such a blessing. Wow. And kudos to you and your mentor. So obviously you guys are still friends and still going and things.
Oh yeah, I just went saw him like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we had a barbecue. The cousin them. You know what I'm saying? We still had the cousin them. They wanted to play spades and whisk. You know what I mean? The fellows at the barbecue. Man, we had a great time. I just love how I was raised. I love where I'm from. And to be honest, those homegrown, just Southern roots. Like your title don't matter. Your followers don't matter. Your status don't matter. Your income don't matter. It's like, what's up, cuz? Like, that's all that matters. Like, you family. Let's talk. Let's you know what I mean? Let's chop it up. Let's play some cards, and let's play some old school jams and call it a night. You know what I mean? So I love going back home because of not just the nostalgia, but it's a reminder of my subconscious DNA of just like why I am the way I am. You know what I mean?
Right. And you have such great integrity, which is what I really, really like about you and why I became one of your mentorees at one point, things like that. So I
Yeah.
love, I appreciate
I
that.
thank you. I appreciate that as well.
All right. Let's get to gift number two.
Yep.
So number two is, what qualities should someone look for in a mentor or a coach when seeking guidance in their actual journey?
Well, a mentor and coach are different.
Yes.
Like a mentor should already be showing the fruit that you need. A coach should be having the game that you need, right? So sometimes a mentor doesn't know all the things they need to coach you on, but their lifestyle is a step ahead of yours. Their mentality is a step ahead of yours. Their relationship is a step ahead of yours. Their finances is a step ahead of yours. So you always want to get a mentor that in life, on some capacity, some category, is a step ahead of you. But a coach can be somebody who just can help you see your blind spots, your sore spots, and your dark spots. So you just want a coach to help you really see and give you the information and hold you accountable to becoming the person you said you want to be in whatever capacity that is. So a coach doesn't have to have a huge social status and a huge financial status. They just have to be somebody who cares and who holds you accountable and who gives you right information.
Oh, that's so genius. That's so good. It just spills off of you so expertly.
I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm grateful and thankful.
And you can definitely tell.
Yeah. Because like you think about it, right? You may look at some elite athletes, right? And there'll be an old fat white man teaching them how to play basketball or coaching them how to play basketball. He can't play basketball better. He don't even have more money than them. But that's not the point. You know what I mean? Like even pros, you got to think about this. You got to think about this. Drake, Tiger Woods, LeBron James, they still have a coach.
Right.
Like they still have a coach, even at the apex of their game. Like all the people that I work with, so I have a lot of levels of clientele. I have people who make 7 figures, 8 figures, 6 figures, 5 figures, right? And I have people who's in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. The difference of the separation in the gap is the levels. Once you get past 6 figures, once you get past somebody who's managing multiple responsibilities in organizations, they have what you call non-negotiables when it comes to putting a container around their modality. And their modality means their mindset, their spirit, their energy, their time, and they invest in holding themselves accountable. For example, Jeremy Anderson, he hasn't been a CEO that long, so he has a CEO coach on a retainer.
Yeah.
They don't just have a lawyer on retainer, he has a coach on retainer. So it's like some people see people in success not realizing they're putting a lot of investment to keep themselves at an optimum level because they're just really just human like you and I, but they make sure that to keep them optimum and above average in every aspect of their lives, they invest in their coaching. You know, I talked about LeBron James. One of the things about him, he invests $1 million a year just in his body and his mind. $1 million a year. So it's like, but he's trying to run $1 billion enterprise. You get what I'm saying? So I can already tell what type of person I'm dealing with by how much coaching they invest in.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. And that's, yeah, very important too. So,
Yeah,
wow. All right. Thank you for that.
no problem.
All right. Gift number 3.
Shout out to the
How
chat, man. They showing some love in the chat, man. Shout out to your chat. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I appreciate them all. I am so grateful for all my audience and viewers.
Yeah,
Thank you all, guys. Thank you.
yeah. Let's get it though. Gift
All right.
number 3.
Gift number
Early Christmas come
3.
early.
All right. How can mentors and or coaches help individuals to overcome self-doubt or challenges of the unknown?
Yeah, well, the unknown is have natural anxiety as a human being, right? So fear is natural. So I always want like let people understand, like, accept the fact that you don't know everything, like, because none of us do. And so it's kind of like, don't make it such a big deal. I think sometimes in our mind we create narratives. So sometimes even set in your mind, like, what narrative am I telling myself? So it's like sometimes people be like, I'm this and I'm that. No, you are a human being full of life and full of possibilities. Now, you may behave one way at one time in your life. You may have been in one circumstance in one time in your life. But here is the thing that's true about every human being that's existing, that's on this call, that's in your community, that's connected to this type of information. You are 100% successful at overcoming everything you've been through. So one thing you can walk with a level of peace is that you know that whatever you're dealing with, you're going to overcome this too. So the question not just becomes what do I don't know and what I'm dealing with the unknown, but what tools, tips, and trades do I need to develop and operate and use to get to another version of myself, to get an upgrade, to get another dimension, to get to another paradigm, to get to another perspective. That's the question you should be asking yourself, because whatever you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on the woe is me, you're not going to be able to see the wonder in me. So it's important to understand, like God says in the word, he says, I put my thoughts on these things. In Philippians chapter 4, matter of fact, the foundation scripture of my coaching curriculum is Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 through 12. It gives the full context to the scripture of 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But it doesn't say that as a Superman complex. It doesn't say that as I'm a savior of the world or a demigod. It says that I have learned. I've trained myself. When Paul was talking about that, he was on his 3rd missionary journey. So the full context of, I've tried this thing a couple of times. I've been around the block 3 times. I've been in this work for years. And now I have learned to train myself to think on these things which are noble, true, pure, good, positive, wholesome. Think on these things. And then as I train my mind, I trained my countenance. So I trained my countenance to be content. I've been in plenty. I was in parties. I was tearing the club up, and I've been broke, busted, and disgusted, and suffered in mild depression and needed a counselor and had a panic attack. But I've learned that even though I've been through a panic attack, and even though I've been through a party, I still am on purpose. No matter what my situation is, no matter what my circumstance is, I live with a God who is all knowing, but also all controlling. So I never have to worry about my lack or on my plaques. I have to worry about me being in the pocket, being in the moment, being present, and making myself available to doing what God has me to do. So I want to get coached. I want to get mentored. I already know I got limits as far as what I know and what I can do. But I also know I serve an almighty God who has no limits. And so if I tap into my God-given, my supernatural power, now things I can do that way beyond my thoughts and way beyond my imaginations, because not me doing it, it's the power that's working in me. But I have to be submissive and humble and understanding that I have to tap into that. Because he says in Ephesians 3:20, he says, you can do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever think or imagine. But here's the part. That's part A. Part 2. But he says, but it's according to the power that worketh within you. You have to work that inner working power in order to manifest the exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever think or imagine. And sometimes you need somebody else because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. You need somebody else to tap into what's in you because you've been dealing with your situation so long that you've convinced yourself that your situation is your destiny. Your situation like it's never going to change. And this is who you're going to be, and this is what it's all going to be about. No, your situation is only that, a situation. It's going to come and it's going to pass. But if you sit in it, it's going to feel like it's a death sentence. It's going to feel like you can never get out. It's going to feel like it's going to never change. But everything changes and everyone changes in due time. But we got to tap into that thing that's deeper and bigger than us in order for us to reveal what God has for us by tapping into his power. And a lot of times what help us is getting a mentor and getting a coach.
Hallelujah. Okay, Crump,
Yeah.
like no more questions, y'all. He just said,
Yeah,
wow.
man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
You know what, Coach Crump, I always say, reason why I always say this too shall pass, because I know that I've been
Mhm.
so much worse and I can get
Come
through
on.
all things through Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You
Thank
better. You're
you.
welcome.
You guys, hallelujah in the chat. That's all I can say.
Yeah, let's go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for that.
You're
Wow. If
welcome.
you missed it, y'all
You're
better go
welcome.
back and listen. I'm telling y'all missing all the gems in godly just direction. Divine order is what I see this as. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So we are gift number 4.
Yeah. And I know I got tight time, and I do want to share this with your people. I've been blessed to travel over 20 countries, no, 30 countries. I apologize, but I did 2 missionary trips in Dominican Republic and Haiti. But I also did some missionary work in South Africa, and I've also seen some poor people in Nova Jason in Czech Republic, and what that allowed me to see, right? And I lived in Bermuda for 14 years, so I lived in another country. Coming back to America, what I have to share with a lot of people, especially in Western world society, you don't have problems. Listen to me. First world people, you do not have problems. You have perspectives. So if you accept the perspective of lack, your lens is only going to see lack. But let me tell you something. You guys are flipping switches and turning keys, and you're getting Wi-Fi, you're getting water, you're getting wealth, you're getting knowledge, you're getting information. You didn't build a computer, you didn't make a phone, you didn't dig a hole. All you did was flip a switch. You got so much access to resources. People are all over the world are trying to come to certain first world countries illegally. They're willing to risk their lives, their children's lives, and their children's lives because so much opportunity is here. Don't get so used to being beautifully blind. They say this phrase in South Africa in Cape Town, where they said the locals can't see the beauty of South Africa because they've been around it their whole life. But all the tourists are like, man, this place is beautiful. This place is amazing. Me living in another country, a lot of people get so caught up on the race war and presidents that they miss that America is a beautiful opportunity. That's why other foreigners will come here and they will open up gas stations, they will open up nail salons, they will open up beauty supplies, they will open up barbershops, and they will make a transformational, generational wealth for their children right under your nose because we're still arguing, debating about irrefutable like stuff that's like debates, like stuff that doesn't really significantly mean anything to our family household. And so we'll get distracted by all of these narratives, but not realizing that the perspective that we're taking on is taking us out because we do have access to information. We do have access to water. We do have access to events, and we have access to knowledge, and we have access to power, and we have access to transportation. But we're so stuck in a perspective of woe is me and self-sabotage that we don't take advantage of what's right in front of us right now. Don't look for the sweet spot. Make your spot sweet.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my goodness. We have access to each other. That's why I'm always saying we can all win. We can all
Oh
win.
yeah.
You
It's
know,
enough for everybody. It's enough for everybody.
and like you, I can totally relate because I too was raised in different countries. You might not have known this either. I was raised in England
Mm,
Before high school graduated.
mm,
Um, uh, Germany, was in Germany, literally in Egypt.
mm,
So I
mm.
totally relate, totally can relate. But I'm in Michigan now, but it's just a whole nother blessing, you know?
Come on, come on. I love it. I love it because it's important to understand that we're already blessed.
Yeah.
See, our job, when you read the word, if you go back and study Matthew chapter 24, 25 in particular, I want you to break down stewardship. If I could leave you with anything else, man, I want to leave you with stewardship in the sense of you are not responsible for the increase. You can't blow up until you grow up. You are not responsible for the increase. That is God's 100% responsibility. You are responsible for the talent and the time that He put in your hand. And what God says, I'm going to give you one, I'm going to give this one three, I'm going to give this one five, and I'm going to give you time. And what you do with it determines how I decide to bless it and increase it. And the only
Yeah.
difference is there's only two perspectives to take on to make sure you nurture it in a way that it grows beyond what you have in your hand, that it could bless others, or hoard it all to yourself and complain about give me some more. And
Wow.
so what my blessing is, not because I can know more and I can do more, but I took whatever I had in my hand and I made sure somebody else was blessed with what I had in my hand. So God said, you know what? I can trust you when I put surf in your hand. When I put that woman in your hand, I can trust you. When I put those children in your hand, I can trust you. When I put that job in your hand, I can trust you. Because you ain't out here like trying to get over all and get off on people and being like, hey, let me make sure I do me. Let me make sure I get mine. And so anyway, I say that. I leave you guys with that. That's my time. And
Stewardship.
always, my sister, it's a pleasure and it's an honor.
I appreciate you. Yes. Love that.
Yeah.
Stewardship, you guys. Put it in the chat. That is such blessings.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
All
get to
right.
this lesson.
Appreciate you.
Oh, you thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Nah,
Hey,
it's an honor. It's a pleasure.
have
And
a
next time we
very
got more
healthy
time.
day on purpose. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Once again, where can people reach you?
Ah, man, the King Coach and CoachCrump.com. Very simple, man. Tap in with your boy.
You
I
heard
would
it,
love to add value.
one y'all. So thank you. Have a blessed
All
day
right.
on purpose, Coach Crump.
All right. You too.
All right, you guys. Wow, 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 wow. That's why I just absolutely look up to that coach. Coach Crump is amazing. You know, just being a part of the Speaking Academy myself and being on there, that's actually where I met him. So, such a blessing. Okay. Wow. So, such a blessing. So, I am so grateful to have had Coach Crump on here as our special guest. And man, you guys, you know where to find him. I'm a follower of him, so you can definitely get at him. And I am just grateful for him to even be on my podcast, y'all. He is phenomenal. All right. So let's remember to follow and put to action, you guys, Coach Crump's wise suggestions that he put out there. All right. But also, here are some of my own new giftful and actionable tips in which I learned a lot of stuff. Again, he was one of my mentors and things like that. So let me tell you about some of those things. Gift number one, identifying the right mentor for your faith journey. Again, he was one of my mentors. I'm so grateful, okay? But I learned so much from him. And one thing is, in my opinion, finding the right mentor involves discernment, you guys, and prayer. That's how I seek my mentors and coaches, all right? So finding the right one, just pray about it. You know, if you're not into that type of thing, just whoever the higher God is for you, pray about it. All right. It's essential to seek someone whose life reflects values and principles that just inspire you to just be embodied. Okay. So when considering an actual mentor, look for qualities such as like empathy. That's what I did. Wisdom, patience, and just a demonstrated commitment to their own growth. I looked at those type of things. Like I wasn't just taking any old body as no mentor or no coach, because you don't want to be guided incorrectly either, right? So a good mentor should inspire, they should trust and provide both, like that challenge and support you in your journey. They should definitely not be about themselves by no means. And you can peep that right away when you get to know a person, believe it or not. You'll know. That's why that discernment, priceless. All right. So gift number 2 is the harmony between personal faith and professional growth. All right. So faith-based mentors help you to just simply align your professional aspirations. I joined him, Coach Crump, because that helped me in my journey altogether. And I have a whole nother person as well. Darren with Be Iconic, very faith-based. Okay. I needed that and I wanted that. And I'm so grateful. So just ensuring that your career growth does not come at an expense, very helpful when looking for these type of mentors and things. And it helps your well-being as well. All right. It keeps the harmony just in your life during your journey. So just seek out the right people. All right. Gift number 3 is mentorship as a two-way street. All right. When you're looking for mentors or coaches, it's not only beneficial for like the learner or the student. You actually want to look for someone who has a relationship with, where you guys can have an actual mutual relationship. All right. Keep that in mind. And then 2 more. Gift number 4 is the influence of a mentorship on faith resilience, you guys. Like faith resilience, it refers to like the ability to maintain and just grow in faith despite all challenges. I am huge when it comes to my faith. For those of you who don't know me and those who do know me, I'm all about my faith in all things that I do. Okay. So just this plays a crucial role by just offering support, encouragement, and practical advice based on their own experiences, you guys. And then lastly, the gift number 5, embracing vulnerability in mentorship. Very important. All right. What do I mean by this? Authentic mentorship, you guys. I'm all about being authentic because that's how I roll. That song, that's how we roll. This is how we roll. Authenticity is everything. It just requires both the mentor and the actual learner to embrace that vulnerability. Okay. So this means being open to struggles, doubts, and failures, not just the wins of things, because you got to just be, sensitive to things that are around you, or what you're learning, or what you're putting out to an actual mentor or coach. You want to trust them, right? So doing this and having this mindset, it just opens that deeper connection and just a more profound personal and overall growth with you once you're with this mentor and coach. All right. So at the end here, you guys, I now want to leave you with some uplifting words, as I always do. And that is, your faith journey is a unique and powerful path filled with opportunities for growth and transformation. All right. Remember that. Like Coach Crump said, what did he say? Stewardship. Keep that in mind. That is the one word that I hope you got from all of this. And remember that you're not walking this path alone. There are mentors and coaches who have traveled several roads, as even Coach Crump talked about, and as well as I've spoken about, just the different countries that we've both been in and things like that. So we've traveled several roads, had that diversity going on, could see the different mindsets of different people, people's integrity, authenticity, all these things. So embrace the power of community, with that being said, and just the guidance of those who can clarify your guided path. All right. Your commitment to seeking and accepting guidance reflects your strength and your actual desire for a deeper development. Know that. All right. So before I end my podcast, I want to promote once again my ebook. And it's called 6 Steps to Overcome Fear and Walk by Faith as an Entrepreneur. It's your essential guide to conquering fear, and just thriving in your business with faith, you guys. Doesn't even cost much. It's $11.99. Is that a bargain or is that a bargain? The knowledge, it should really be so much more, just so you know. But I didn't want anyone to go without it. So it's out there. You can actually, purchase it on my bio, as well as at Amazon and Kindle books. All right. So get your copy. And thank you so much for those who have already purchased it. Such a blessing. Again, it's called 6 Steps to Overcome Fear and Walk by Faith as an Entrepreneur. Check out the ebook, you guys. Lastly, I like to give a challenge. So this week, since we're talking about mentoring and coaching, a challenge to yourself is to make a proactive step, you guys. I'm all about action, of seeking some sort of mentorship or coaching for yourself. It's going to help you. I'm telling you. Everybody needs a coach, like Coach Crump said, right? So identify one person within your actual community. It could be in your church, a professional network, who just simply inspires you and embodies the qualities you admire, such as even myself, you guys. So just reach out to them and express your interest in learning from their experiences, and their insights. All right. Do that for yourself. You'll be happy that you did. And whether it's through a formal mentoring relationship or simply going to meet for coffee, take that bold step for yourself and just reach out to someone or whoever that selected person is. All right. So additionally, reflect on how you're personally, just how mentors can be utilized, okay? And just sharing your own experiences, even with your mentor, and guiding someone else. Take that step to guide someone else during their journey. I know you're going through a journey. I'm going through my own journey, but think about others as well during your own journey, and watch how blessed that you feel, and all the blessings that start just pouring on you by just being there for someone else and not always thinking about yourself. So as always, you guys, so phenomenal to have had Coach Crump on here today. Such blessings, so much appreciation. I thank you all for attending and just being on my podcast. As always, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with me, Jenée, the Uplifter. And don't forget to follow for ongoing inspiring content. And until next time, have a blessed day and a prosperous year on purpose. Bye.